Hi, I'm Tausha with Sassy Style Redesign, and I love to come and share tips, tricks, and ideas on how to turn your house into the home you've always wanted. Now today I'm going to talk about how to paint your kitchen. This is my #1 requested question. How do I do this? I get an email a day, so I thought I'd put it in a video for you so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to tell you that I had a very small budget to do this. You'll be able to see in this picture, I had, excuse me, one of those ugly honey oak kitchen cabinets. And if you have honey oak and love it, I'm really sorry I just offended you. But I didn't like it. It made my kitchen look and feel really yellow, and it really wasn't what I was going for. So I decided on the hottest day of the year, 3 years ago, that we were going to paint my kitchen. And my husband tried to deter me by saying, well, you only have $300. And I said, oh, I can do it for $300. He's like, no, you can't. I'm like, yes, I can. So I did, and I proved him wrong. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So this first, I'm going to talk about how you paint your cupboards. Now, a lot of people say, I don't want to paint my kitchen because I have to prime it all. But I'm going to tell you, you don't have to, strip it, excuse me, you don't want to strip it all. Well, there's an awesome product. It's called TSP, Trisodium Phosphate. You can buy it in a powder or a liquid form at any of your big box home stores. What this is it's a cleaner that will strip anything of grease and oil. And so what I did is I scrubbed all my kitchen cabinets and drawers and everything with this, and also my walls, to get rid of all the oil so the paint would adhere. So you can do this instead of stripping. My sister stripped her kitchen cabinets, and I am just way too lazy to do that. So I did a step-by-step, I did a side-by-side comparison, and you couldn't tell the difference with the paint, whether it was stripped or whether it was TSP'd. So I just went the easy route. So let me help you. TSP, just scrub it all. All right, so the next thing you're going to do to save yourself a step is buy paint and primer in one. You can buy this at Home Depot. A couple different brands have it. I happen to get mine from Behr. Worked really well. The color that I use that I feel is a really great white, a creamy white, is called Navajo White. It works really well. It's a great color. It's not too yellow. It's not too gray. So it's a really good color if you want to know that. So after you TSP it, then you're going to paint it with the paint and primer in one. And the paint and primer, I had a professional paint sprayer out, so I just did it in my backyard. But you can totally paint it on if you want to, but I would recommend that you use a paint sprayer even if you rent one from Home Depot. In my opinion, it's money well spent. It will save you quite a few hours. So after you do that and it's dried, some of you might want the antique look. So the antique look, I'm going to tell you a really simple tip. You can buy glaze, but it's expensive. So if you just buy stain, this works just as well. It'll give you the same look. So I just put a little bit of this stain. This is my favorite color. It's dark walnut. Works really well. Give you that really aged look. You can sand some of your corner edges just with some sandpaper. And then go ahead, and I thinned this down with paint thinner and used, I didn't even use a brush. I used a rag just so I can control it a little bit more. So this is cheaper than glaze, and it will give you that same look. So if you're looking for the antique look, I would recommend going this way. Now, if you don't want antique and you just want it to be white, this product that I'm going to show you a picture of is called polyacrylic. Now, this is different than polyurethane because polyacrylic does not yellow. If you have ever polyurethaned a white piece of furniture or anything, it will yellow. So you don't want this. So you want to use the polyacrylic. Use a few coats to give it that good solid covering that you're going to need to protect it. Now, so you can see in the after pictures the difference a color can make in a space. Look, my kitchen looks so much bigger and more open, and really it was just a couple of coats of paint. So don't be afraid to try paint. Okay, I'm going to talk about my fridge. There was not enough money in the budget to buy a new fridge. Dang, I really wanted one, but so I painted the one I had. I had a white fridge, as you can see in this picture right here. It was just a white side-by-side fridge. And I had a black dishwasher and a black stove. So I thought, I wonder if I can paint this. You can paint your appliances. It comes in a spray paint form, which is my personal favorite, or you can do a roll-on. So let me tell you the differences between the two. Here's a picture of both of them. You can see Rust-Oleum makes it. Comes in 3 different finishes. It comes in eggshell, stainless steel, and black. I've personally never used this stainless steel, so I'm not exactly sure what it looks like, but I can tell you the black is the same finish. It's an epoxy, so if you choose to use a spray paint, you gotta take your fridge outside, which was a pain. So if you don't, please take that into consideration. If you don't have your husband and a couple strong neighbors, it's a total pain. But it was a great excuse to clean my fridge, so just clean your fridge really good with TSP. And then you're going to go ahead and start to spray. Follow the instructions on the can exactly. It tells you not to respray within 24 hours. Do not do this. My husband did, even though I told him not to, and there's this spot on my fridge. It drives me crazy because he wanted to paint it before it was dry. So follow the can exactly. And then you can see the difference. Works really well. I spray painted my hood with this. It's held up for 3 years, cleans well. When you do spray paint your fridge, you want to make sure that you're not going to spray anything inside. So all the seams, I don't even know what it's called. Don't spray any of that. I just kept it white. I did paint the sides of the door, so when you open it, it's black and then the white, just so you couldn't tell when it was open. But yeah, really easy, held up really well, and you can buy touch-up paint on Rust-Oleum.com. So that was an awesome thing, really loved it. Now, just a quick tip with that, you do need to make sure that you use paint thinner because it doesn't come off with water, trust me. Okay, this is my second #1 asked question. How do I paint my chairs and bar stools? My tip is if you're going to paint anything that you're going to get a lot of use out of, chairs, bar stools, if you're going to like hardware in your kitchen, because I painted mine too, you need to prime it with an oil-based primer. This is Kiehl's. This is my personal favorite, but Bullseye makes it too. Oil-based meaning that it's not water-based, so you got to use paint thinner to wipe it off, and it does take longer to dry. Do a good, nice coat of this on your bar stools and your chairs, and then let it dry all the way. And then you're going to go ahead and paint it with whatever color you want. Now, I'm a big snob when it comes to paint, and I prefer Rust-Oleum 2-time coverage. My opinion, you get the best coverage for your price. You can't beat the way, I love the way it sprays. It's got a concentrated spurt of color. I just think it works beautifully. Now, if you're going to spray paint a lot of things, I want to show you something that's going to change your life. We're going to pretend it looks a little better than it does. Okay, so this right here is a Rust-Oleum spray gun. You're going to attach it to the top of your spray paint. You're just going to pull these 2 teeth right here. It just attaches. I've talked about this before. It will just attach right there on your can, and it will kind of make it more like a paint sprayer. It's easier to paint with this. Your finger doesn't get all cramped, and if you have a lot to do, it works really well. Now, after you have painted and everything's completely dry, you need to make sure that you spar urethane it. Spar urethane is an indoor-outdoor poly. I like it because in my opinion, it holds up better. You can get this in a spray can. I'll show you, this is the picture of it. It's usually next to the stains. It's around $8. I like semi-gloss, but that's totally up to you. Makes the job super quick and easy. And I would recommend doing more than 3 or 4 coats. Just spray it on, walk away, come back 10 minutes later and do another. This will just protect your chair so you don't have to paint them again, because we all know that things with spindles take forever to paint. So trust me on this. You need to do the oil-based primer, any type of water-based spray paint. Rust-Oleum is my favorite, and then you need to do spar urethane paint when you're done to poly it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of quick tips for painting. So the oil-based primer for any heavily used things. This also goes if you want to paint the fake wood, the faux wood stuff that a lot of furniture is. You can do that with a spray paint as long as you use an oil-based primer. Okay. Water-based primers work really good on glass, brass, wood. Okay, just spray it on, let it dry really good, and then go ahead and hit it with your favorite color of paint. My favorite paint is Rust-Oleum, which you know that. And then No matter what you do, always poly when you're done. Without a doubt, always poly, always poly. It will just protect it, especially if it's brass or metal, so it doesn't chip. Nothing worse than getting a project done and having it chip like crazy. So I hope I've answered some of your questions on how to paint your kitchen, and I hope I've inspired you to try something different.